Popular chart patterns. Let's talk about it today in Card Chats with Robert. Hi guys, this is Robert Rivera with the Rivera Trading Group in association with Trading Academy. And chart patterns is one of the ways that new traders try to find edge in the market. And actually older traders also use them in conjunction with everything else that they know to take advantage of them. Now, not all chart patterns work out, and not every setup is a good setup. So there are other components that go on with price action that will help you determine whether it's a good timing for you to enter on a chart pattern that is forming or not. I'm going to share with you some of the most popular ones here and discuss them, and then go also to the charts to see what happened last night and share with some results. All right, let's go straight to it. So here we have some of the most popular chart patterns. I'm going to zoom in so you guys can see them. We have a head and shoulders right at the top left with an inverse head and shoulders. And basically the play on the head and shoulders is you're waiting for price to come back to the neck. You can see the left shoulder, the head, and then the right shoulder. And then you're expecting price to come back to the neck, and then you're supposed to take the break of the neck for a sell. Jay and I feel that that's a little late into the game, so I'm going to show you. Once I show you um, the on the real chart, head and shoulders, I'll show you how to enter off of that. Then we have the double top over here and the double bottom. And again, those are the double top is usually when price is at supply, double bottom when it's at demand. And again, you're supposed to wait for the break of the neck and take it down. We do a little better than that. Let's see what else we got. Triple top, it's easy to see. Triple bottom, falling wedge. One of my favorite ones are the flag right there and the pennant right next to it. Those are bullish moves right there. Obviously, there are reverse or bearish also flag patterns and pennant patterns. I've been recently getting acquainted with the cup and handle, but it's not really my favorite. I can see the flag patterns and the pennants really easy. Rising wedges, you see rectangle, descending triangle, and again, there is a plan for each one of these as a breakout. Some of these are a lot easier to see, and some of them more difficult. Let's go to the charts and talk about some of them that I found just preparing for this video. Here we have a head and shoulders. Let me go ahead and zoom in on this one. You guys can see the pattern right there, left shoulder, right head, and then right shoulder. And the play on this is supposed to be once it breaks the neck, once it breaks the bottom of that green formation that you see there, that's when you take it. But Jay and I have a feel for it that rather than wait for all that, if we can see the pattern already forming, we might as well throw in the trend line on it and take the break of the trend line. So just like the 50 moving average is moving up, like right there, and making it almost like a trend line, we would take the break of that. But again, we would throw a trend line on it, not the 50 moving average. Throw a trend line on that and take the break of it. Same thing when it moves to the head. Take a trend line, put it on it, take the break of it. And then on the right shoulder, again, throw a trend line on it, take the break of it. And basically, we would have taken 3 wins on that head and shoulders, while people are still waiting for that shoulder, that right shoulder to form, so they can take the drop. That drop that may or may not come. And this very chart, we have a head and shoulders that did not work. Here's a head and shoulder right here, left shoulder, right head, shoulder, head, and right shoulder that never completed. In fact, it reversed right there, that support line right there, and it jumped right up to the trend line. So it became bullish after it was pretending to be bearish. Let's see what else we got. Here we have a bullish pennant. That was very clear to see. You see how price went up, 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 up. You see how I put that pole there? That will be kind of the trend line that we take if we wanted to take the break of the trend line. And then we throw out the lines to create the pennant. The top yellow line, the bottom yellow line, and we take the break of it. Now, what's beautiful about this is that it doesn't really matter to us whether it does complete the bullish move or it breaks down below. We have a plan for taking it down below. In this case, any break below that 50 moving average would have been a sell for us. But it did act exactly like it's supposed to act. It broke to the top. It retested it. It retested it right there, and then it jumped straight up. Okay, that was a nice bullish pennant. Let's see what else we got. Here we have a double top, just like it showed on the chart, on the beginning chart that I showed you all of them. Here's a nice little double top, and what you're looking for here again is the uh, as price approaches supply, taking it. Well, you're supposed to take it once it breaks the neck, which it did create a nice little sell after it broke the neck. But again, we just simply throw a trend line on that, and when it breaks, we take it. That's two wins right there. That would have been two nice wins right there. That's a nice little chart. And finally, just to make the video short, this is the one from last night. This is actually the setup from last night. Okay, this is from the daily. Yes, this is the daily on GBP USD, and we saw this very nice pennant, bearish pennant forming on the daily, and we see that price rejected at the 50 moving average. When it reached the top, it rejected at it, and now it's pressing against the um, the trend line. Okay, that trend line, which again is what forms the pennant. Now, I took an early sell as price was pressing against. I took an early sell, and I got faked out. Price went back up. I closed it, and I actually ended up taking a buy because on the lower time frame, on the 15-minute, it rejected my zone, and so I took a buy, and I did a couple wins there, and then I waited, and I waited for the break of the trend line. Let me see if I have it here. Here we see the result of that bearish pennant. As that wick was moving up on the last candle, that was a bounce off of the bottom zone that I had. And on the 15-minute, it climbed up above the 50 moving average, and so I took that for a buy. I had a sell already in place. I had to close that, and it wasn't that the drawdown was that bad. It just simply that I saw an opportunity to take the buy up, so I closed the sell, took the buy up. As soon as it reached resistance, I went ahead and closed that, and I waited, and sure enough, here comes the sell. Broke down below, beautiful break, and that went for 160 some pips. That's a nice win. These are the trades from last night. Bordering. Is that how you say that? Bordering on over trading here, but not too much really. As I mentioned, that's a first sale that I took. Again, going in too early could be just as bad as going in too late. That sale turned out to be a winner if I had just let it be. But again, as price was moving up, I saw an opportunity to take advantage of the bullish move that it had at the moment. And so I went ahead and closed it for a $70 loss, $71 loss, and took those two wins up for what is that, 250 something, 257 win. And so I was already in the positive when I attempted another buy, and I realized no, the buys are not going to work here. Took two buys in fact, and it wasn't going to work. So I went ahead and canceled those two buys going up, and I waited for the sell, and here comes the sell. Okay, there's a GBP AUD in there that it was pressing against the bottom zone like it was going to break, and then it didn't. In fact, it went all the way up. So I closed that one out. That was in profit for about $50 or something like that, but it didn't complete. So as it's coming back up to reverse on me on my position, I went ahead and closed it for a $13 gain. By the way, that $71 loss at one point was $70 win. Um, but again, I didn't close it because I was expecting that sell to continue, as it eventually did, but it didn't. So, and then finally, the last win, which is not a lot of pips, but again, enough for me to get my daily goal, and that's good enough for me. Not a bad night. It is actually an easy sell. So as you can see, guys, not every setup works out. Okay, not every chart pattern is going to work 100% of the time. I know a lot of new traders are looking for that fail-proof approach to the market. The only fail-proof approach to the market is price action, and even then, it's not always going to be fail-proof. Price is going to do what it does, and we must go with it. And sometimes we're not seeing it the right way. Again, my first initial sell, it was a sell. But as I started going against me, I figured, let me go ahead and take advantage of the bullish move that I'm seeing right now, and not risk it keep going against me. So I went ahead and closed it for a small loss, and went ahead and took the win, and then waited. The bearish pennant that had formed on the daily was very strong, and so it was just a matter of time until it proved itself to be true. And so as soon as it did, I went ahead and took that sell to complete my night. I hope that video was informative. Again, chart patterns can be helpful, but you gotta have a plan for them. Not only when they form, as you notice, that head and shoulder on gold didn't complete, okay? They don't always complete. You should have other structures in place to help you, and always follow price action. Again, this is Robert Rivera with the Rivera Trading Group in association with Trading Academy. God bless you.